Welcome to the court gallery. Today we open the first day of a trial where a simple traffic dispute on a busy Texas freeway escalates into a life or death situation. The prosecution sets a dramatic stage, telling the jury they will hear a story of a miracle, an angel, and a doer of evil deeds. That angel, a Good Samaritan driving with her son, takes the stand to describe the terrifying leapfrog driving she witnessed. And later, a crime scene technician explains how just 2 fingerprints lifted from a gas cap led investigators straight to their suspect. This 3-day trial is full of road rage and regret, and it all starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let the record reflect that the jury is seated, state's attorneys present, defendant and defense counsel are present. And at this time, I am calling the case of the state of Texas versus Asa Joseph Jones, cause number 25 DCCR 0963. I'm going to ask all of you if you'll remain seated, but please raise your right hands. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that in the case of the state of Texas against the defendant, you will a true verdict render according to the law and the evidence? Thank you. And is the state ready to proceed?
State's ready, Judge.
Defense ready to proceed?
That's ready to go.
Mr. Coleman, you may read the indictment. Mr. Jones, if you'll please stand.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, the grand jurors for the county of Jefferson, state aforesaid, duly organized as such, at the July term AD 2025 of the 252nd District Court of Jefferson County, in said county and state, upon oath in said court, present that Asa Joseph Jones, hereafter styled the defendant, on or about the 12th day of June 2025 and anterior to the presentment of this indictment in the county of Jefferson and state of Texas, did then and there, while in a motor vehicle and while reckless as to whether a vehicle was occupied, knowingly discharge a firearm at or in the direction of the vehicle, and in discharging the firearm, the defendant caused serious bodily injury to Hunter Freeman against the peace and dignity of the state.
And how does the defendant plead?
Not guilty.
All right, you can have a seat. Mr. Coleman, do you wish to make an opening statement?
I would, Your Honor, and
Go
if it
ahead.
would please the court, counsel, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The evidence in this case will show nothing less than a miracle. A miracle will walk through that door, be sworn to tell the truth, take that stand, and testify about the miracle that happened to him back on June the 12th of 2025. That miracle being that a bullet was fired at him and it passed through his cheek or bottom lip area and exited out just below his ear. The miracle being that he was not murdered that day back in June of 2025. That would be the miracle in this case. You'll also hear about an angel in this case. That a Good Samaritan, a passerby who would see him being shot as he drove along the East Texas Freeway just before Tram, headed up toward Lumberton. And she would stop. She would comfort Hunter Freeman, who was the victim of the case. And she would make a 911 call, and she will wait for first responders to respond there at the scene. She would even call Hunter's mother for him, because that's what the evidence will show. He wanted to talk to his mother. You've got the miracle, you've got the angel, and you've got the individual who was the doer of evil deeds that day. That's what the evidence will show. Far be it for me to call another individual an evil person. That's why I'm choosing my words carefully. A doer of evil deeds. those deeds will be, as the evidence will show, that this individual, the defendant, Asa Joseph Jones, got into a back and forth on East Texas Freeway back on that day, back in June of 2025. One cut the other one off, the other one cut the other one off. You've seen it happen before. And at some point, the defendant pulled out a handgun and fired in the direction of Hunter Freeman, striking Hunter Freeman again in his face, narrowly missing any vital organ, and somehow miraculously not killing this individual. Not only did this defendant shoot Hunter Freeman, but he unloaded no less than 6 rounds into that vehicle in disregard for whether or not there were any other occupants in that vehicle, or in disregard for the safety of the other people on that East Texas Freeway that day. That's the case, ladies and gentlemen. A miracle, an angel, and the doer of evil deeds. The evidence, I think, will show that shortly after shooting Hunter Freeman, the defendant would stash his vehicle at a nearby apartment complex linked to his girlfriend, his dating girlfriend. That investigators would find surveillance video from shortly before the shooting that would show an individual matching the description of the shooter and matching the description of the vehicle. And there would be information that linked the defendant to the vehicle as well, including his fingerprints that were lifted from the vehicle. At the conclusion of this case, and based on that evidence, I am going to ask you to return a verdict of guilty, finding this defendant, Asa Jones, guilty of the offense of aggravated assault. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman.
This is short.
Sure, go ahead.
This is Mr. Coleman. Say good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things that I asked you yesterday and I ask you now to do over the next day or two is to open your minds, listen to the evidence, totality of the circumstances, and to make sure that as the state has categorized all the parties as miracles and saints and evildoers, it's still the burden of proof and still is a court of law. And I'd ask you to make sure that you look at it that way. And then based on the totality of the circumstances, to decide, as we talked about before, whether or not the state's evidence and all the evidence that you heard raises to the burden of beyond a reasonable doubt, or were there other factors that were involved in this time as they went back and forth along East Texas Freeway, which I submit to you is probably what the evidence will show. I ask you again, as I asked you yesterday, to give me 110%, and I know you will. It's important to Asa and to this case and for court as general or as the system can work. And I look forward to trying this case. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burbank. Mr. Coleman, you may call your first witness.
The state calls Carolyn Lewis.
Carolyn Lewis. Good afternoon. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, ma'am. You can have a seat. We'll just pull that microphone down the best you can. Thank you, ma'am. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Lewis.
Hello.
Would you please state your full name for the court reporter and for the jurors?
Yes, I'm Carolyn Lewis.
And Ms. Lewis, how are you employed, ma'am?
I am the 911 manager.
For the Jefferson County?
No, sir, for the Beaumont Police
For
Department.
the Beaumont Police Department, thank you. How long have you held that position?
33 plus years, almost 34.
Please tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury about the calls that come into the now. How do you refer to it? 911 center or dispatch?
Beaumont Police Department's 911 center.
Those calls, are they recorded?
Yes, all of our lines are recorded. So whenever you call into dispatch, as soon as we answer the lines, they are recorded. We can, even if we place you on hold, the phone lines are still recording. The only people that have access to pull those recordings are the shift supervisors, myself, and the assistant manager.
And you are undoubtedly familiar with that equipment, true?
Yes, sir.
And in your experience there at the 911 center, is that equipment capable of making an accurate recording?
Yes.
Do you have any reason to doubt that that equipment was not properly functioning back on June the 12th of 2025?
No, sir.
At around 4 p.m. On that day, did a reported a shooting? Did a call come in regarding a reported shooting?
Yes.
And was that call recorded?
Yes, sir.
May I approach the witness?
Yes,
Mr. Lewis, I'm showing, I will show you what I'm marking as State's Exhibit number 1. And for the record, what type of a device is this that I'm showing you? That I'm handing. What is this?
Thumb drive.
Thumb drive. And on this thumb drive, well, and do you recognize this thumb drive?
Yes, sir.
How do you recognize it?
That is the thumb drives that we use when we make recordings. And
Well, before this, the contents of this specific one, how do you know what's on the contents of the specific thumb drive?
I listened to the recording.
And after you listened to it, did you initially put today's date on it?
Yes, sir, I
Oh,
did.
very good. And is this recording from June the 12th of 2025?
Yes.
Was it a fair, but for the redactions that were made that were necessary for this trial, is this a fair and accurate recording?
Yes, sir.
Other than the redactions, any reason to believe it has been altered with or otherwise tampered with?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, State Officer States 1. I attended to defense counsel, but it was also made available in discovery, Judge.
I may take her on with our Charlotte.
sure.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
How have you been?
Good.
Short question. You listened to the 911.
Yes, sir.
Were you the operator at the time that received that call?
No, sir, I was not.
So were you even working at that
I
time?
was.
You were, okay. But you didn't have any involvement in reference to the actual call.
No, I was not the call taker.
So you didn't have any communication back?
No, but I was in the office.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any objection to States 1?
Your Honor, we have no objections to States 1 as long as there's no testimony as to what transpired, the content from this witness.
But not on the video, I mean, on the,
Not on the video.
you don't have, so there's no
Don't have
objection.
Objection to
States 1.
States 1.
Okay, it's admitted.
But I will have objection if she starts testifying
Okay.
as to the topic.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Coleman.
Thank you, Judge. Permission to publish?
Yes, sir.
Brandon, seeing you, you seem to be moving along the freeway, that's why I'm trying to check where you're at. Yes, ma'am. I'm on the freeway, I'm going down. Okay, are you headed towards Lumberton? Yes, ma'am. Okay, what kind of car are you in, sir? Okay, are you able to pull over, sir? Yes, ma'am. I want to travel right now. Okay. Okay, and what kind of sir, I already have help on the way. What kind of smoke are you in? Suburban Blues. Where are you from, sir? You know, I got so right to the Jeep, ma'am. Okay. What you have? Everywhere. What you have? Not the first thing. What they go to the policeman. We got help on the way. I'm not going to go the passport for him. You know, ma'am. I'm going to go for it. Why is it for there, ma'am? You're in the golf course before tram? Yes, ma'am. You know, ma'am, please. Okay, let me bring you over. Like, are you in the car by yourself? Yes, ma'am. Okay, let me transfer you over to the ambulance. You're gonna get rolling in. You know, okay, you didn't see anything yet? Okay, sir. You didn't see any shot at you? No, okay. Let me take you over to the ambulance. He doesn't know. No, you're on the phone with the ambulance, Hunter. Is there anything next to you? He's got a golf course on E6 Freeway right before tram. He said he was shot in the mouth and he's got teeth everywhere. Golf course there? Yeah, he's been a blue Suburban. He was driving northbound, east Texas, exited Tram Road, and he's in the golf course right before Tram Road. Fourth time you said. Are you there? I'm here. He stays in the park by himself. He's been right at the end. He was talking to somebody else. Okay, you say he was shot in the mouth? In the mouth, yes, sir. Got through the cheek. Okay, the golf course right before Tram. Probably the top of the range. Yeah, but that Mulligan's golf range. Okay, further down the month, okay? Thanks, guys. Stay safe. Step down. I have someone that was shot. Okay. Yes, ma'am. If you had a golf course in a blue Suburban. Okay. He's going to lay his call 911 because I saw you upstairs. He's walking around. His name is Hunter. Yeah. Please sit down. Don't worry about it, Hunter. Sit down until he's got down on the way, okay? What's your name, ma'am? Yes. My name's Lori Jennings. Lori Jennings. Okay, I'll give you your phone number. 409-617-9307. Alex Hunter. I understand you white like I said. He's white. Okay, you have to sit down right now because sir, I need you to sit down, okay? We've got help on the way. I'm where he's at. Worry about this. Sit down, please, Hunter. Laura, Lori, where are you at? Exactly. See your ass right in the golf cart parking lot. Jack's landscaping and sprinklers. Okay. Actually, I'll follow the whole thing. I have it on video. Okay, you have it on video. I have it on video. I don't know if you were taught. I have it on video. I have it on video. Just somebody else. I'll take it. Everywhere. Okay, did you have to go all the way? Police safety ambulances, Lori. Okay. We do have police ambulances on the way. And you said your name was Lori Jennings, correct? Yes, ma'am. I'm 79307. What kind of vehicle are you in? And Chevy Impala, a gray Impala, and he was in a blue Lexus. Right, you got police covered in it. You're in a gray Impala. Great. I call. Sit down, Hunter. Sit down, Hunter. Sit down. Okay, we've got officer here right away now. Okay, I'm gonna let you talk to him. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for being here today, Ms. Lewis. Your Honor, I'll pass it, please.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Burbank?
No questions.
Any objection to Ms. Lewis being excused?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You're excused. And Ms. Lewis, you're placed under the rule and you know what that means.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good afternoon.
You too.
You may call your next witness.
State calls Officer Robert Gerard. May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Officer Gerard.
Good afternoon.
Would you please state your full name for the court reporter and for the members of the jury?
Robert Joseph Gerard III.
And Officer Gerard, how are you employed, sir?
I'm employed with the City of Beaumont Police Department. I've been here nearly 14 years.
All right, very good. And you are a certified peace officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
In addition to the academy, do you have any specialized training?
Yes, sir. I'm a member of the Special Response Team. I've been in our Special Assignment Unit, and I'm now in traffic.
And have you been a field training officer at some point?
Yes, sir.
All right.
For about 4 years.
All right. And I want to take you back to June 12th of 2025 at around 4 p.m. What, if any, dispatch did you receive?
About that time, I received a call in reference to a shooting that happened on East States Freeway.
Were you given a general location or area?
Yes, sir. It was, I believe it was near Park North and East Six.
And when you arrived, did you ultimately go to a location, a specific location in that area?
Yes, sir. There was a golf course or driving range somewhere in the 8300 block of East Texas that I went to.
Is that just before the Tram Road?
Yes, sir. Just before Tram.
Okay. If someone was headed up East Texas Freeway
They'll be headed northbound.
and northbound,
Yes, sir. They will have to pass Chin and Park North to get there.
and in fact, this is probably a good time to use the map. I just want to make sure we orient the jury as to the location, and it may become important later. So. Now, approach the witness, Judge.
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you Officer Gerard that I marked at State's Exhibit number 2. Is it fair to say this is a Google map?
Yes, sir. Google Maps.
And this Google map is a fair and accurate depiction of the area that you were testifying about.
Yes, sir.
East Texas Freeway, Chin Road, Park
Park
Road,
Road, Park North, and
Tram.
look like it's called Mulligan's Golf Range.
Good deal. Would this assist the jury in understanding your testimony if we were able to utilize this? Would it assist the jury?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, State Office States 2, I'm tuning to the defense counsel.
No objection, states two.
States two submitted.
It's probably easier for you to use the map behind you. There's an actual physical pointer, there's a laser pointer, whatever you prefer. But just orient the jury, first starting with showing them where is East Texas Freeway in that particular map.
Can you pull that microphone off your, there you go. It was just rubbing on your shirt.
So this be headed northbound
Yes, sir.
on East X 96, and it had to pass up Park North, Chin, and this will be the golf range where I was representing.
Again, and just to help the jury orient them, we've got Tractor Supply there on the left, if they're familiar with Tractor Supply.
Supply. There's a large church here.
Yeah.
In the northbound service.
Yeah.
Plant Road and RFD right here.
Okay, but if you continue north, you eventually get to the Mulligan's Golf Range, and if you pass the Mulligan's, you'll get to Tram eventually.
Yes, sir.
But specifically that day, you responded to the Mulligan's golf range, right?
Yes, sir. I did. Yes, sir.
And and that Mulligan's Golf Range is in Beaumont, Texas, correct?
Yes, sir. It is.
In Jefferson County, Texas, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury what you observed when you arrived on that scene.
When I arrived, I observed two vehicles. I believe it was maybe a black 4-door car and a bluish, I think Chevrolet Tahoe or Suburban. They was parked next to each other. And I observed a white female speaking with a white male. A white male was he was a little ratted. He was bleeding from his mouth and face. His shirt was nearly soaked in blood. It was almost the entire shirt. And he had said that he was shot.
And the condition of the vehicle or vehicles there on the scene?
The blue SUV had damage to what I originally thought was the driver's side. It was holes on the driver's side of the rear view mirror, side view mirror, excuse me, and also the window, the driver's window. There was also holes on the passenger side of the vehicle as well.
And in your training experience, what would you how would you characterize those holes? What do you associate, or what would you associate those holes with in your training experience?
I would say it was gunshots and entering the vehicle.
And eventually, did you identify the male subject at some point?
Yes, sir, I did.
Who did you identify him to be?
Might need to refer to my notes. His first name was Hunter.
Yeah, if you got your report there.
Yes, sir, I do. His name was Hunter Freeman.
Let me put something on the record. Does it help to refresh your recollection if you were to review that report?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you've investigated or responded to many scenes since June 12th of 2025, correct?
Many.
And you don't remember each and every detail about each and every scene that you made, correct?
No, it's too many.
But it helps to refresh your recollection
Yes, sir, it is.
by reading that report.
Yes, sir.
All right, by all means, please.
Yes. Okay, so the male I was speaking with was Hunter Freeman. He was the victim here.
Now, did you identify the female subject that was on scene?
Yes, sir, I did.
And who did you identify her to be?
So I mistyped when I put her name,
Okay.
but I had her name as Lori Edwards.
Okay,
My name was actually Lori Jennings.
Lori Jennings. It won't be the first time you've made a typographical error.
Yes, sir. I think we all make mistakes.
All right. So I think you may have mentioned this about the emotional state that at least Hunter that he was in. How would you characterize the emotional state, at least as it appeared to you?
I mean, for Hunter or Miss Jennings?
Well, Hunter, and then we'll get to Miss
Okay.
Jennings.
Hunter was really erratic. He was all over the place. He kept on talking about we was going back and forth. I was cutting him off. He was cutting me off. He was just worked up extremely.
Worked up. All right. What about the female subject? Did she appear to be under the duress or any of the stress of the events that were occurring?
Yes, sir. But she was trying to remain calm. She was, even though you can see it, she was pacing back and forth. She was worried about a child, and And she was also trying to calm down Hunter.
All right, well, with that being said, please tell the jury what, if anything, Hunter Freeman told you there at the scene.
I'm going to get the hearsay.
I believe it's an exception to the hearsay, it excited utterance, Judge. I believe the foundation has been laid about the excited state that they appeared into this office.
Your objection's overruled under that exception.
Please describe to the jury what Hunter Freeman told you there at the scene.
So I tried to get a statement about what happened. Who did he remember? What was involved? Or who was involved? He told me he remembered a white Jeep that was involved. And when I asked him, I said, "Hey, did you see who shot you?" And he said it was a black male, and he had like a red beanie on,
A beanie meaning like a cap.
like a skull cap, kind of.
Did he say anything about what preceded the shooting? And if it helps to refer to your report, then by all means.
Yes, sir, he did. He mentioned that it was some type of road rage. I believe somebody drove up on the backside of him at a high rate of speed, and then they started cutting each other off, like breaking in front of each other. They keep it's called leapfrog, and one to get in front of the other one, and then they'll slow down.
And what did Miss Jennings tell you?
Ms. Jennings,
I'm going to object to hearsay on that.
Sustained.
Well, Judge, he said she was erratic and pacing back and forth.
Sustained.
What, if anything, did she show you?
she showed me a video that was recorded on her cell phone.
All right, let's not talk about what was on the video, but based on what was on that video, were you able to put out what's called an attempt to locate?
Yes, sir. Maybe speak.
Well, again, what we don't want to do is get into what you saw on her video, on her cell phone video,
Okay.
but explain to the jury what an attempt to locate is.
Attempt to locate, normally we put it out if we have enough information to maybe develop a suspect or a suspect vehicle. And in this instance, I was able to get enough information to put out a possible vehicle.
Okay. Now, at some point, EMS arrived on the scene
Yes, sir.
and they transported Hunter to the hospital.
Yes, sir.
And did you remain on scene when the vehicle was processed?
Yes, sir, I
The
did.
vehicle being the victim's vehicle, Hunter's Suburban.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did you remain on scene when Lori Jennings gave a written statement to law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
And well, at least while I've still got that map up, are you familiar with the Azure Point Apartments?
Yes, sir, I am.
What area on that map, generally speaking, would the Azure Point Apartments be?
You know, so can't really tell, but it's a drive here. This is where the apartment complex is.
Okay, so is it fair to say not far from where the reported shooting happened?
No, sir, because I believe the reported shooting happened here in this area, and the victim was here.
Okay.
So I'll say within a mile.
Oh. And just a few housekeeping questions here. I gotta ask this. A Chevy Suburban, is that a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
It's propelled by a motorized engine, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's required to be driven. If it's driven on the road, it's required to be registered, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Same, likewise with the Jeep Compass, propelled by a motorized engine,
Yes, sir.
and it's required to be registered if you're going to drive it on the roadway, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Firearm, is that considered a deadly weapon?
Yes, sir, it is.
It is capable of causing death or serious bodily injury.
Yes, sir.
And in your training and experience, firing a projectile, particularly under these circumstances, what, if any, danger does that pose?
You risk the possibility of death or serious bodily injury to any person that might be involved in the area, because you don't know where these bullets go to.
In the area, but what about for the occupants of the vehicle?
Sorry, and I was including the occupants on
All right.
these bullets that actually have to travel. So you don't know what it's going to go through. That's all we're alluding to. The bullets will travel through vehicles. I think we only recovered one projectile out of the, I believe, six holes that were in the vehicle.
And in your training and experience, what does that indicate to you happened to those other projectiles?
6 bullets went somewhere. They have to go to a resting destination. You never know where it goes.
And how would you characterize typically the traffic on East Texas Freeway on a weekday at around 4 p.m.?
Again, I work traffic now. The highway is very crowded at that time, very busy. A lot of people coming to and from work. I would say that the traffic would be above moderate at a low level.
That day, were you equipped with body worn camera recording
Yes, sir.
equipment?
Every day I'm equipped with body worn camera.
And back on June the 12th, 2025, was your body worn camera operating properly?
Yes, sir, it was.
You, as the operator of that body worn camera, you're certainly capable of properly operating, right?
Yes, sir.
And the interaction between you and Hunter Freeman and between you and Lori Jennings, was that captured on your body worn camera?
Yes, sir, it was.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
You may.
I'll show you, Officer Gerard, what I'm marking the state's exhibit number 3, and I'll ask whether or not you first of all, for the record, what type of a device are we looking at?
USB thumb drive.
And do you recognize this particular USB?
Yes, sir.
How do you recognize it?
It has my initials and today's date I wrote on it.
Yeah, indicating what?
That is the video that I had previously witnessed in my body cam video.
All right, very good. The body cam video that you've been testifying about here today, right?
Yes, sir.
Other than, when did you last watch this?
Earlier today.
Okay. And other than the redactions that we've made that are necessary for court, is this a fair and accurate copy of your body worn camera from that day?
Yes, sir, it is.
Other than those redactions, no alterations or deletions.
No, sir.
Judge, State Officer States 3, tender to defense counsel, it was also
No
provided
objection to stage 3, Your Honor.
Stage 3 submitted.
permission to publish. Judge.
Yes, sir.
Officer Gerard, what perspective are we looking at for the benefit of the jury?
I think I'm on a service road traveling to the golf course. Yeah, look, I'm turning in now. This is my body camera.
Yeah, sure. Video. The traffic. One call, just the call. Part 2, I have it on. This keeps going like this. I don't know, I just need to get it all. I'm sure. This, I'll tell you. We should do the last name. Silent. Not sure. You're gonna fall now.
Your phone?
This is my phone. Okay, get off, yeah, out of that, and, no.
Hey, can you sit down?
That's cool.
Hey, you gotta sit down. You gotta sit down. You gotta sit down. You gotta sit down.
That's a picture, that's the video. No, thank you. Well, that's the video. I don't say that, we're gonna fall down.
It's a white Jeep Compass. Make the sound that you know, I can turn some green. It's probably like they was headed.
Sounds long.
I came back out the last one time, so it's just the first thing. I'll see. Yeah, but somebody was a rain break incident, the cars, they're gonna tell these, those days, all things, like everything goes around, got a couple of cars, that's good car. Hey, Hunter, did you see what you did? Any type of color description? Red, red, beans, I don't know what it's like. Hey, Hunter.
And it's so much. What is your mom playing? Oh, you want your phone, it's not good, that's where you are. It's not, man, now just gonna worry out. I don't wanna spend on you. No, don't worry about that. I'm not worried about that. I know. It's not cheap.
Hey, that's money that is important, man. That can all be fixed, huh? You gotta relax.
You're gonna line this side. Your pay, your mom's gonna be. It's like that, like, some fall. Oh, see, no, that's not scary.
Sit down. 1, 2, sir. Hey, Hunter, when all this happened about where did it take place? Like right here, like New York City, honey, get out. Wait.
Okay, so you.
Hunter, the car doesn't have me.
I saw it started as soon as I got on that bed.
I'm sorry.
You need to get my car.
I need to let my girlfriend know. Oh, you that?
Hey, we don't need to let nobody know. We need to get you help.
And if I doesn't tell you. If I'm sorry. It's all. It's all.
Actually, I thought we, okay, well, the EMS ain't gonna like, I will give them the same business, and you know.
But I was on the front in front of him because he got in front of me,
That don't matter. That don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. They don't give everybody the shit. They don't give them the right time. Hey, we got a fire ticket. At least not right on with you told that way.
Here, let's run them from this top one. Let's stop the wheel. I saw the sheet. You just scroll, oh, there you go. I didn't know.
And it's happening. Was he shot at this point?
I don't know, maybe I did not know he was shot. I saw the sheet. And for one and a half, his famous breaks, I called 911 and she said, keep your distance. I said, this is gonna get bad, somebody's gonna get hurt. And then he just, I don't know what happened.
Did you see any shots fired?
That's what I didn't know. I exited, I saw him start to exit and I looked at him and I was like, so distressed. I started pointing and he's like, oh, I saying, that's what I'm saying.
It's time to find a later, people might not take a score. Yeah. Great. This is a witness. I need to get up to the station meeting, so it's next to get up to her. And now I need to get her to the station. Everyone can get somebody to meet you at the station.
His big brother's son right here, right there on my side.
Hospital. I'll meet you. Yeah, that's okay with you. I'm sorry.
No. Do that. I mean, I need to turn off my phone. I'll have to go down and answer whenever. That big person right there off the tram and right front.
Yeah, that's not terribly far from over there, so maybe we can pick that up. Perfect, come up, me out there.
Reiterating that last time did a great job and he was basically on the here, but.
Like, that video is key. If we didn't see what happened, there's no way to find out what happened to Buddy, man. You did a really good job. What's your name? Hey, that's a really good job, man. You stay calm under pressure, hey. I appreciate that, man.
It's very expensive. I think you're gonna ask them.
That's why I felt this living is still on the
Someone in between, you know, what you're in here, but it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Officer Gerard, did you prepare a report detailing your involvement in the events in this case?
Yes, sir.
And did you do that when the events were still fresh on your mind, in your memory?
Yes, sir.
And I think you testified today that you reviewed your report and it helped to refresh your recollection. Have you testified to this jury in such a manner that is consistent with your report?
Yes, sir.
Pass to you, Mr. Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Burbank?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How have you been?
Doing well.
Got some questions for you.
Yes, sir.
You need to refresh your memory or looking for go right ahead.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna show you Gates exhibit number 2. This is the same map, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you basically, what we saw here was the golf course up on East Tex Freeway, right?
Yes, sir.
And right here is the canal, LMVA Canal
Yes, sir.
over, and I guess if you went down far enough, DPS is somewhere around imaginary 2026, correct?
Yes, sir.
DPS officer.
Yes, sir.
And then even below that, then you come against, I guess 105 and then Dowling Road
Correct.
going back that way, right? And Dowling Road is down this way, going down back.
Yes, sir.
And then eventually you run into I-10 and the exchange there, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Through your investigation, did you ever determine whether or not this incident started somewhere around Kensal 4 and then Delaware and East Tex Freeway?
No, sir.
Well, somewhere before then, something had to have happened. Would you agree with me there?
Correct.
And through your investigation, you said that it was road rage,
Yes, sir.
that they were getting in front of each other. I guess they were pulling in and pulling out in front of each other. right?
Yes, sir.
And when I say each other, there's 2 vehicles. I'm gonna say the white Jeep that you were looking for, that eventually found, right?
Yes, sir.
And the blue Suburban that we saw in your body cam footage.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Okay. No other vehicles were involved.
Not in that
Not
incident.
that you know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And no one else had stopped while you were there that says I was a victim or any witnesses or anything like that.
No, sir.
Not in your person. So we know that there was only 2 people or two vehicles involved. And so there was, your testimony was that they were, I guess, pulling in front of each other and braking.
Yes, sir.
And it happened many times, correct?
From what I understood, yes, sir.
You know, so, okay. Now, when you do that, would you agree with me? And I think you had mentioned leapfrogging.
Yes, sir.
So if somebody gets behind you, I guess what you found out, and the person in front jams on the brake to make you jam on your brake, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then the car behind, I guess what you're talking about,
The leapfrog and
Leapfrog.
the car that was in the
then
back
zooms around
and repeat the same.
and does the same thing,
Yes, sir.
jams on the brakes,
Yes, sir.
right? And then the other car goes around and jams on the brakes and whatever is going on.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Did you ever ascertain how many times they did that?
No, sir. I have no clue how many times that happened.
Not a clue at all.
No, sir.
But it was enough to, I guess, get out of hand.
Yes, sir.
And do you know whether or not they had hit bumpers? There was some testimony that you said they got up on each other's bumpers and they were braking and.
So I have no knowledge of them actually colliding with each other.
Did you ever, in your investigation, did you ever check any of the vehicles, whether or not there possibly was any contact or not?
No, sir, I did not.
But you know that they were leapfrogging and going back and forth for some period of time.
Yes, sir.
I had heard in the body cam, I guess from Miss Jennings, or was it you, that you determined that shots possibly were fired just north of Dowling Road, on East Texas Freeway.
Yeah, I guess, can I speak to what she said?
Yeah, I mean, whatever your investigation was on, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Okay,
I mean, just tell me what.
So from what I understand, what she made it seem like was between Dowling and Park North is where the Park North exit was when she think the shots had occurred.
But so between Dowling and Park North, now let's put that in perspective. Dowling Road, in order to get, and this is, I'm pointing out, it's exhibit number 2, is Dowling Road from here is really 2 exits down. You have 105 where Academy is,
Yes, sir.
and then you have Dowling Road after that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so somewhere around Dowling Road and Park North, actually, there's an exit ramp right here, right after you get off the LNVA Canal, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
And that's the Park North exit, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so somewhere between here and Dowling Road, is that about a mile and a half, mile and a half?
Yeah, roughly that.
Yeah, okay. And that's where she thought that the shots, or the shooting had occurred.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If the shooting had occurred at that point, would you agree with me that probably prior to Dowling, this rage or this incident started? I mean, something had to have happened prior to that in order for the gun to come out and what we saw in the video, correct?
Yeah, I don't think it would happen right at Dowling. I think it would
Right.
happen somewhere around too.
And that's the reason why I asked, did you, in your investigation, did you ever determine whether or not it possibly had started around Kinsel's apartment complex, the Delaware exit on East Texas Freeway, where the two of them met?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you ever ascertain what started it or who started it? And was it the Jeep cutting him off, or was it the Suburban cutting? Did you ever ascertain through your investigation?
No, at the time, I think I only spoke with the victim here for about 5 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
And a lot of that was him worrying about the car, worried about, his injuries, not necessarily.
Right.
I would get a little bit of the statement of actually what happened.
And officer, I have these questions. I just wanted to know if you had any
No, sir.
information. And of course, it happened about a year ago, in June, right?
June 12th.
13 months ago. You talked about what you observed in reference to the bullet holes. There were bullet holes there, but did you actually process the scene?
No, sir, I do not process the scene.
It was just through your observation.
Yes, sir.
You did not collect any of the evidence or go through the vehicle to see what they collected or what they didn't.
So I actually was there the entire time of processing. So no, sir, I do not collect any evidence in that. The ID tech does, but I was there the whole time when she was doing it. And I went around the vehicle the entire time with her. And
So,
that's when we found the one bullet fragment.
okay, so ID process to see.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In State's Exhibit number 3, I hear Ms. Jennings state, "This is going to get bad." Did you know what she was talking about?
I mean, honestly, what we saw was, I think, what got bad.
Well, was she referencing that what she observed prior to the shooting, that she knew things were getting out of hand between both vehicles and things were going to get bad?
I believe you can allude to that.
Yeah. And you would agree that through your experience as a police officer, it usually takes 2 to have road rage, correct?
And so normally it's not a 140 episode.
Yeah, and that's how you referenced it, sir, is that they were from your investigation, it appeared they were leapfrogging,
Yes, sir.
breaking in front of each other, things like that.
Yes, sir. And for my record, the victim Hunter stated that he that he was involved in this. He said he even tried to place his own blame.
Sure.
But
Understand.
I told him, I don't know if you can recall me stating to him, that doesn't give anybody the right to shoot you.
Well, you weren't there at the time, right?
No, sir, I was not.
Okay, and did you ever get any video from any of the places of business going up and down East Texas Freeway to try to determine when this started?
No, sir.
Did you have any other witnesses besides Miss Jennings and Hunter that you talked to?
No, sir.
Okay, so you don't really know what transpired up until the time the shots were fired, correct? Okay. And no one wants to be shot, correct?
No way.
And guns probably shouldn't be used, but they are used, correct?
Unfortunately, they'll use some time.
I mean, you've had times where people have used guns where they thought that their life or safety was in harm's way, correct? You, right, as a police officer.
Yeah, as a cop,
Okay.
yes, sir.
And you wish, and I think that's what you were trying to allude to, that the solution or the end result wouldn't end in gunfire.
A
doesn't help
situation
anybody.
like that should never end in gunfire, in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't help anybody, does it?
Yes, no, sir.
After you left the scene and you said you stayed there while ID processed
Yes,
it,
sir.
did you have any other involvement with this case?
No, sir. It was ending all my investigation.
Okay. You did your report and that was,
Yes, sir.
you didn't interview anybody?
No, sir, I did not.
Officer, you answered to the best of your ability, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Is there anything that I confused the questions that you want to change, anything like that?
No, sir.
You understood and
Everything. Yes,
okay, very good. Good to see you, sir. Pass the witness subject to recall.
Thank you, Mr. Burbank. Anything else, Mr. Coleman?
Nothing further for Officer Gerard. May he be excused, Judge.
Any objection to him being excused?
Yeah, he's under the rule of judgment.
Yep.
Go.
Thank you, officer. You're excused. Keep in mind the instructions. You may call your next witness.
State cause Lori Jennings, Your Honor.
You can have a seat now. And if you'll just kind of do your best to speak loudly and clearly into the microphone so everybody can hear you. Also, if it's a yes or a no question, be sure to say yes or no, not just a head nod or an uh-huh, so the court reporter can take everything down. Right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your full name for the court reporter and for the jury?
Lori Jennings.
And I just want to reiterate as well to speak up. I want to make sure that all the jurors can pretend like you're speaking to the furthest juror over there, if
Yes,
that
sir.
helps. And I don't want to know where you work, but what type of work do you do?
I manage an air conditioning company
Okay. And I don't need to know the address, but what city do you live in?
in Lumberton.
Okay. I want to take you back to June the 12th of 2025. On that particular day at around 4 p.m., were you traveling on East Tex Freeway through Beaumont?
Yes, sir.
What area specifically, describe the area for the jury that you were traveling on just before a particular incident occurred?
I was coming from College Street, so I went from College Street I-10 to East Tex North toward Lumberton.
Headed toward Lumberton.
Yes, sir.
And were you in the vehicle alone or were you with someone? Excuse me.
My son was in the car with me.
Okay. Your 11-year-old son?
Yes, sir.
And as you made your way from College up East Tex, when you got to around Gladys or Delaware in that area, of course, that's all in Beaumont in Jefferson County, Texas, correct?
Yes, sir.
When you got to that area of Gladys and Delaware, what, if anything, got your or captured your attention?
I noticed a white Jeep and a Suburban engaged in some back and forth aggressive driving between the two of them. I saw the one get in front of the other and slam brakes, and then the next get in front of the other and slam brakes. This happened several times. And so I got my phone out and was going to take a picture because it looked like it was going to be something bad. My son at that point had my phone, and he told him to take a picture so we could get the license plate because it looked like there was going to be a wreck.
Yeah.
And he took a little bit of a video at that point.
How would you characterize the traffic on East Tex Freeway that day?
It was about 4 o'clock, so it was fairly heavy. It was heavier than it would be earlier in the day. There was a good amount of cars on the road.
Did the traffic or the amount of vehicles on the roadway also give you some concern?
It did, sir. Yes, because we were all in very close proximity to each other.
Now, you started out in close proximity, but what action did you end up taking?
I did once I saw the aggression continue. I decided to back off because I did not want to be involved in the potential wreck.
And the cell phone that was used by your son to record the video, whatever was recorded on your cell phone, you personally witnessed in real time with your own eyes, right?
Yes, sir.
And your cell phone, your cell phone at that time was capable of making inaccurate video recording, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you, let me just do this. May I approach the witness?
Yes, sir.
I'll show you, Ms. Jennings, what I'm marking as State's Exhibit number 4. Does this USB drive contain that cell phone video that you're testifying about today?
It does, sir.
Okay. How do you know that it's the same USB drive with that cell phone video on it?
You showed me this video before the case, and I did initial and date it.
And is it a fair and accurate copy of that cell phone video from your cell phone back on June the 12th of 2025? The events that were depicted on the video you personally witnessed yourself?
That is true, yes, sir.
All right, at this time, State Officer States 4 for the record. I'm tenured to the 5th one, but it was also provided in this one.
Yes, I was, Judge, and no objections to state's.
State's force admitted.
Permission to post, sir.
Yes, sir.
Killed somebody, these two. Can you get their license because they keep putting this back? I can't get the one.
Ms. Jennings, it's fair to say the video doesn't last very long, right?
Correct.
And is it fair to say that the video does not capture who's driving that white Jeep Compass?
That is correct.
And is it fair to say that the video does not capture the firing of any gunshots?
That is also true.
But nevertheless, it shows what led up to or what preceded Hunter Freeman Hunter Freeman's shooting. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Uh, wh- What exit did it at least appear that the white Jeep took after this all took place?
I believe it was Park North.
And Park North would be before Chin Road, if you know, if you.
Correct, yes, sir.
Park North.
Jen, I believe it's like the first tram exit and then the second tram exit.
What did you do after the Suburban? Well, what did the Suburban do at that point?
So the video that we just saw, that was right around the Gladys, Delaware, a little past that. It looked like after that, the Suburban kind of backed off a little bit and it looked like the Jeep was still kind of aggressive. I called 911. They told me to back away, to get away, and I did. I could still obviously see them in front of me. At that point, the Jeep sped up and got right next to the Suburban. All I saw was the Suburban swerve a little bit and looked like he was almost like veering off the road, and the white Jeep took off and exited Park North. After that, I passed the car and was like, it looks like maybe, I didn't know if he hit him and that's why the Suburban veered. I wasn't sure what happened, but when I passed him, I noticed there was broken glass on the side of his car. So I thought, oh, he hit him. So I'm just gonna exit and just say, hey, I have a picture of this other vehicle so you can turn it into your insurance. Well, it looked like the hunter was in a state of panic, it looked like. And so I just turned on my flashers and rolled my window down and pointed out of my car for him to exit so that I could give this to him. And we exited, we pulled into the parking lot at Mulligan's, or the landscaping place.
And what did you observe or notice about Hunter at that point?
At that point, nothing really out of the ordinary. I pulled into the parking lot and parked because I was really just thinking it was just he hit his vehicle. As soon as we parked, Hunter pulled in right behind me. He jumped out of the car and just started screaming, he shot me, he shot me. There was blood everywhere. He started crying for his mom. He wanted his mom. Sorry.
Was he missing any teeth?
It certainly looked that way. It was very chaotic at that point. There was a lot of blood. He was spitting things out of his mouth. There were pieces of flesh on his shirt. There was blood splatter in the car. I just wanted to make sure he was okay.
And remarkably, was he able to communicate with you?
He was, yes, sir.
Did he give you a description of who he believed shot him?
He did not, no, sir. He just said he shot me.
At no point, and if you don't recall this, it's fine, but did he say anything about some attire or that someone was wearing?
We initially passed the white Jeep right around College, Delaware Gladys, and we kind of both looked at each other in each other's direction, and I saw his face very clearly, and I saw what I believe was like a red beanie. That's where the description came from when I initially passed him in the very, very beginning.
So that was your description at
Right.
that point. What was this, a white male, a black male?
As far as the driver of the white Jeep was a black male, yes, sir.
So your testimony today, it was a black male driving that white Jeep with some form of a red
Covering of some sort, I believe, yes,
on
sir.
his head.
Yes, sir.
Did you call Hunter's mom for him?
I did, yes, sir.
Did you tell her what happened?
I did, yes, sir.
Did you make a second 911 call as well?
I did, yes, sir.
Did you stay there until police arrived?
Yes, sir.
You'd never met Hunter Freeman before that day, did you?
No, sir.
Did you stay there until EMS arrived?
I did, yes, sir.
And they ultimately transported Hunter to the hospital, right?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Don't, fair enough, to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Did you stay there to give the police a written statement?
I did.
And you obviously provided the police with a copy of your video from your cell phone.
Yes, sir.
Have you told this jury today essentially what you put in your written statement?
Yes, sir.
Hunter was very lucky to have you there that day. I'll pass to Ms. Judge.
Mr. Burbank?
First court. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good
Hi
afternoon.
there. Hey, I've got some questions for you. Okay, it looks
Yes,
like
sir.
you're kind of nervous. Is this your first time?
It absolutely is. Yes, sir.
There's no trick questions. Only answer to the best of your ability. And if you don't understand, stop me. Okay. First off, did you have a chance to take a look at your statement prior to today?
When I arrived today, yes, sir. Not prior to today, but
Okay,
today.
and do you have a copy of that with you?
I do, yes, sir.
Okay. Can you, at your, to yourself, could you point to me where in your statement you said that prior to Gladys and Delaware and East Texas? Well, let me take a step back. You would agree with me that your mind or your recollection was probably better when you prepared the statement than today. I know it was traumatic,
I
but
don't know that I would agree with
okay.
that.
Very good. Then take a look at your statement because you made a statement saying that prior to all this happened, you were on East Texas Freeway prior to Gladys and Delaware. And you pulled up, I assume, what I understood you saying was the white Jeep, and you were looking at each other in the window and you identified the driver as a black driver with a red cap. Remember you testified to that?
I do.
Okay. To yourself, could you just point that, my approach, Judge,
Yes, sir.
could you point that out in the statement where you said that?
It's not written in the statement.
It's not written in the statement?
It is not. It was told to the police officer when he interviewed me in his vehicle.
But you didn't write it down.
That is correct. I had just witnessed the shooting, so
Did
it
you read
was
it?
slightly traumatic.
Did you read the statement prior to signing it?
Prior to today or prior to?
Prior, when you prepared the statement, well, okay, let's listen to my question, okay? It's not trick questions, okay? You prepared this out at the scene, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you were in the presence of law enforcement or police officers, right?
Yes, sir.
And they asked you write down everything that happened or what you remember happened.
Correct.
And when you wrote it down, did you read it prior to signing?
I'm sure that I did.
Okay, and your signature is on that, you
Correct.
recognize it, okay. And you would agree with me in your report, there was nothing there that said prior to Gladys and Delaware, you pulled up alongside or he pulled up alongside of you and you kind of made eye
I
contact.
did not mention the fact that we glanced at each other, no, sir.
Well, what does clarify though is, and I'm going to show you what has been entered in as State's Exhibit number 2. I told you that this was East Texas Freeway, the LNVA Canal, down here is DPS and Park North. You're familiar because you go back and forth every day.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is where you ultimately ended up at the golf course, correct?
Correct.
Okay. If you go south, you're going towards I-10, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As you go south from this location, the LNVA Canal, you hit 105, right?
Okay.
Well, is that, you get that okay? Is that what you remember? Or
Well, I wasn't traveling south, but that is the way, that is the direction of the highway.
Ms. Jennings, have you ever traveled south on East Texas Freeway?
I have
Okay. Few or many times?
many, I'm
Many.
sure.
Okay. So I'm just asking you, because this isn't the full picture or map, okay? Because you talked about a location that I'm gonna try to get to, okay?
Okay.
All right, so as you go south, you got the LVA Canal, Park North is up in here somewhere, right? The exit.
Correct.
And the first road you come to is 105, correct? As you cross south, going across the LNVA Canal.
After LMBA, yes, sir.
Yeah. Academy
Sure.
and 105. The next exit after that is Dowling Road, Parkdale Mall,
Correct.
correct? Then you have Lucas, right?
Yes.
That's Home Depot. And then you have the Delaware, kind of like overpass or whatever it is that you can get off and get on I guess 11th Street. I guess it's 11th Street overpass, right? By Kinsel's?
I don't believe 11th Street is there, not off East
What,
Tex. I don't believe.
isn't the overpass that you can take 11th Street exit over East Tex?
Oh, after Lucas, yeah.
After Lucas, going south. And then after that is Delaware, correct?
Yes,
And then I guess there isn't an exit or entrance anymore, but Gladys is kind of after that, but you can't get on or off there anymore. Off East Tex Freeway. If I told you that, would you believe me?
with the construction, that's a possibility
Probably.
today.
Would you agree with me from Gladys and Delaware on East Tex that you're probably looking at 2-3 miles?
I couldn't answer that question. I'm
A
not,
long way.
it's a distance. I couldn't tell you what that distance would be.
You did notice, or you did in your report, and you remember that this did happen on East Tex around Gladys and Delaware, correct?
When I initially saw the back and forth between
Yes.
the two vehicles.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So Gladys, Delaware,
around that area, not a
Really?
pinpoint.
fair enough. And a lot of traffic, right?
Correct.
And they were going back and forth between each other, right?
Yes, sir.
There was the officer that just testified saying they were leapfrogging. Is that what you?
That would be a good description. Yes, sir.
And really dangerous.
Correct.
Matter of fact, vehicles are dangerous when they are operated that way. Would you agree with
I
me?
suppose anything could be, yes, sir.
But that's really dangerous if they're doing that, correct?
I would imagine so, yes, sir.
And what you observed was both cars pulling in front of each other, jamming on the brakes.
About 2 times each, yes, sir. It was reciprocal a couple of times each.
And in fact, in State's Exhibit number 4 that we just saw, and I can replay it if you want, you actually captured the blue Suburban going in front or coming around and cutting in front of the Jeep and jamming on its brakes.
I don't know that you could see maybe you could see the
Okay.
blue Jeep, do that.
Let's see if I can play.
Okay.
I don't want to get into your personal.
Happy to.
Okay, could you play it again and tell me how to stop it? I don't want to scoot them. Or. Can everyone see it? Okay. Am I going over somewhere?
Mr. Burbank, you need to stop it if you're talking.
All right. I guess that's the white car,
Yes, sir.
and I would assume at that point, the blue Suburban was on in the middle lane.
Correct.
Okay. Except, you know who was in that gray truck?
I have no idea.
I mean, they were kind of close too.
It appears that
It
way.
appears that way, doesn't it? And I know you were driving and your son was filming,
Yes, sir.
whatever it was. But that's the Suburban and that's the white car.
So, oh my gosh, what are they doing?
Okay. I hear you and your son. Oh my God, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. And what we see is now is the blue Suburban now has cut in front of the white Jeep, right?
It does look like the blue Suburban
Well,
is in front.
it
of the
is
Jeep.
blue Suburban.
I wouldn't say cut. I mean, you can use the words, but the blue Suburban is in front.
And the brake lights are on.
Yes, sir.
How fast were you going?
Was I going?
Yeah.
The speed limit at that time would have been 55, so I imagine about 55.
somewhere on
Hang on, don't talk over each other, please.
50 or 55?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you said, oh my God, what is he doing? Right?
At that point in that video, I did, yes, sir.
Okay.
away from them. They are going to kill somebody, these two. Can you get their license? Yeah.
Let's get away from there, right? Because you realize what the danger was going.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna kill somebody.
Yes, sir.
They are. Both of them, with what they're doing between
Correct.
each other. Okay.
Because they keep doing this back and forth. I can't get the license.
And you didn't film anything afterwards?
Yes, sir. I called 911 again, or called 911 at that point.
You made the statement during this time or to the officers that what you observed happening, I would assume, somewhere around Gladys and Delaware until the time of the shooting north of Dowling Road, that this was going to get really bad.
Is what I told this.
Yeah, did you make that statement that this was really gonna get really bad?
I don't remember
Well, if the officer said that you possibly said it.
that. I'm sure that I said it. I don't remember saying that.
And then at some point you said you saw the blue Suburban, or strike that, the white Jeep go around and take off.
So after that video, there was a lot of back and forth. After that video, the blue Suburban looked like he kind of was backing off and moved over into that right lane. And that at that point, the
Right
white
away.
Jeep, right.
Because he's in the center. Are you saying he went to his right or did he go to his left?
So in that video, the blue Suburban got into the left lane in front of the white Jeep. Not long after that, the blue Suburban moved back over into the middle lane and moved over into the right lane. It looked like maybe, I don't want to make an assumption about what he was doing, maybe about to exit, maybe just getting away. I'm not sure, but the blue Suburban backed off and then the white Jeep drove right up next to him for a time.
But you didn't see any shots.
Absolutely not, mister.
And you don't know whether or not he pulled over to the right and the shots had already been fired.
What I saw, is, like I said, the white Jeep pull up next to the blue Suburban after Dallin, swerved when the white Jeep was next to him. That's all I saw. I had no idea what had happened.
Did you either see the white Jeep or the blue Suburban prior to Gladys and Delaware?
I don't believe so, no, sir.
You said that you possibly had gotten on at College Street.
I got on at college, yes, sir.
So you don't know whether there was any interaction prior to that or not.
No, sir.
But you're first observing that this incident, this road rage happened or occurred somewhere between Gladys and Delaware and East Tex and ultimately ended up.
Yes, sir, right around the Gladys, that, was it One City Church right there? It's right around the area that I saw it began.
The questions that I asked you, do you need to change any of them?
I don't think so.
Did I confuse you at all?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, because if you did, if you needed to correct something, now's your time.
Yes or no, I believe I've.
Thank you very much. Subject to recall, Your Honor, I pass the witness.
I have no further questions, so Ms. Jennings, she may excuse.
Any objection to her being excused?
No, she's still under the rule. of
Right.
judge.
All right, Ms. Jennings, you're excused. Keep in mind the instructions that I gave you before. Thank you, ma'am. President, Mr. Coleman, you may call your next witness.
State calls Lindsay Bro.
And Ms. Bro was previously here and sworn. You can have a seat now. You may proceed.
Thank you. Would you please state your full name for the record and for the jurors?
Lindsay Brooke,
And could you spell that last name for us?
BREAUX.
And how are you employed, Ms. Bro?
I work in the crime scene unit for the Beaumont Police Department.
How long are you also referred to as an ID tech?
Yes, sir.
How long have you worked in the crime scene as an ID tech?
8 years.
Okay. And explain to the jury what the duties of an ID tech include.
Generally, we are called the officers to crime scenes to document and preserve it. We do a wide variety of things as far as photographing the scene, collecting evidence, processing for evidence, things of that nature.
That includes fingerprints,
Yes, sir.
lifting what's referred to as a latent fingerprint.
Yes, sir.
What is your understanding of what a latent print is?
A latent print is a fingerprint that is left on a surface that is typically invisible to the eye, and you need a processing technique to make it visible.
And we'll come back to the prints a little later, but back on June the 12th of 2025, did you visit St. Elizabeth Hospital?
Yes, sir.
For what purpose?
Or a victim of a shooting call.
And you were there to do what?
Photograph the victim.
Okay. And did you in fact photograph the victim?
Yes, sir.
That victim later identified as Hunter Freeman.
Yes, sir.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Going to show you what I am going to mark as states. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. States 5 through 9, and I'll ask you take a look at states 5 through 9 and let me know if you recognize them as the photos you took on June the 12th at St. Elizabeth Hospital of Hunter Freeman.
Yes, sir.
Fair and accurate depictions. They don't appear to have been altered in any way.
Yes, sir.
This time, state officer 5 through 9 changes to council board of inspection.
No objections, states 5 through 9, Your Honor, inclusive.
States 5 through 9 are admitted.
Commissioner Close, Judge.
Yes, sir.
And bro, we won't spend a lot of time on this because we've actually seen some video that depicted the condition of Mr. Freeman that day. The record states 5, picture of Hunter Freeman there at the hospital.
Correct.
States 6, just more of a close-up of him there.
Correct.
States 7, maybe a little hard to make out. You may need to use the screen behind you there. So does it appear to be some type of a defect here?
Correct. Please.
Defect meaning maybe like a bullet wound,
Possibly. Yes, sir.
injury wound possibly. States exhibit number 8. Does it appear to be some type of a defect there in states 8?
Correct.
In your training and experience, what would differentiate that defect from the other defect that we just saw in states exhibit 7?
One could possibly be an entrance wound and one possibly an exit wound.
Okay. And lastly, states 9, that's just an expansion or a blown up version of states 8. They're just beneath the ear, correct?
Correct.
In addition to taking photos there at the hospital, did you relocate to 8310 East Tex Freeway?
Yes, sir.
Is that where the Mulligan's Golf Range is located?
Yes, sir.
Did you take a picture or photographs of a vehicle located there?
Yes, sir.
If you recall, Ms. Bro, about how many photographs did you take of that Suburban?
I don't recall.
Few or many?
Many.
In your experience, if you had to estimate about how many?
Maybe 100, maybe not quite that many.
If I represent to you that I've only marked 40 of those photographs, would it be fair to say that that's not nearly as many of the total photographs that exist at Suburban? That's fair to say.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Why take so many photos?
At the time, I'm not sure what is important and what is not to the case, so I feel it best to take more pictures than necessary, just in case a detective needs it later on.
Now, approach the witness search.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Bro, now show you where I have marked as states exhibits 10 through 40. And if you recognize them as the photos of that Suburban that you took from that day. Get through them really quickly.
Yes, sir.
Current accurate copies or depictions of that Suburban as it appeared that day?
Yes, sir.
No alterations or deletions that you're aware of?
Correct.
No, intending states 10 through 40 to defense counsel for this. We're also providing this
It's exhibit 10 through 40 inclusive.
You say no objections?
No objections.
States 10 through 40 are admitted. Thank you.
publisher.
Yes, sir.
Bro, we're looking at state exhibit number 29. Would it be fair to say that that's a shot of the passenger side of that Suburban?
Yes, sir.
And what are those yellow stickers, or what are those yellow objects there?
Those are arrow stickers that we use to mark, in this instance, bullet holes in the vehicle.
And how many do we see, at least in this particular photo?
5.
5. State's exhibit number 35, that's just a zoomed out picture of that Suburban there at the golf driving range.
Correct.
Now, in addition to the 5 that we see bullet holes in 29, there is also another bullet hole there in the rear panel, quarter panel, that wasn't depicted in States 28 shows an additional bullet hole in the rear panel, correct?
Correct.
For a total of how many bullet holes?
6.
6. Now, when you zoom in on those bullet holes, what, if anything, for instance, in State's exhibit number 10, what in your training experience can you glean about perhaps the direction of that projectile, or how that hole was made?
Sometimes we can use things called dowel rods, and that also helps with, you can get a general idea of the direction it came from.
I guess what I'm getting at is, does it appear that the bullet or the projectile traveled into that vehicle?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Correct.
State's exhibit number 27, just another close-up of another one of those bullet holes, correct?
Correct.
State's exhibit number 36, what are we looking at there?
That would be a spent round that was lodged in the top of the door frame.
State's exhibit number 21, just another shot of that spent round.
Correct.
And what appears to be happening in State's exhibit number 37?
I was removing it.
And if the State's 19, what does that depict, if you can tell from that angle?
That the bullet was exiting this or part of the vehicle.
Now, let's move on to the driver's side, State's exhibit number 13. Fair to say that it shows some shattered window.
Correct.
It may be hard to make out, but what are we looking at here?
Possible blood spatter.
State's exhibit number 11, passenger side window, shattered window there.
Correct.
Now, state's exhibit number 26, the contents of the Suburban, the vehicle.
Correct.
This red substance in your training experience, what does that appear to be?
Blood.
Blood again on state's exhibit number 25, the steering wheel.
Correct.
On the interior of the vehicle, state's exhibit number 23, is that fair to say next to the steering wheel, the console there?
Correct.
What does it appear to be there?
A bullet hole.
So is it fair to say that projectiles appear to have entered, at least some of them, entered that vehicle and traveled through the vehicle?
Correct.
In fact, state's exhibit number 16 shows what appears to be a defect in the driver's side mirror.
Correct. Yes, sir.
And state's exhibit number 17. What do you believe that to represent?
The exit from the damage from the exit of the hole, the bullet.
And again, sticking with the contents or interior of that Suburban, state's exhibit number 22. If you know what that might be, suspect that might be.
Human flesh or tissue.
State's exhibit number 26. Is that a close-up of state's exhibit 22?
Correct.
State's exhibit number 38. What are we looking at there?
This was, I believe, the back side of the front passenger seat.
Bullet defect in the actual seat there.
Correct.
So we've got a bullet defect in the console next to the steering wheel. We've got a bullet defect in the mirror on the driver's side. Bullet defect in the one of the seats there.
Correct.
And lastly, after taking your photos at St. Elizabeth and then taking the photos at the golf course there, the Mulligans off of East Tex Freeway, did you relocate to a 6355 Chin Road?
Yes, sir.
Now, Chin Road, is that not how? There's been previous testimony that that's about a mile away from the golf driving range. Would you disagree with that?
No, sir. I would agree.
What apartment complex is located there or was located at 6355 Chin Road, if you remember?
I don't recall the name of the complex.
Does Azure Point ring a bell?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Describe the vehicle that you took photos of there at the Azure Point apartment complex.
A white Jeep Compass. Yes, sir.
Ms. Burrow, I'm going to show you what I have marked as state's exhibits number 42 through 56. I ask that you take a look at those and let me know if those are the photos of that Jeep Compass that you've been testifying.
Mr. Coleman, I just want to make sure that there's 41 was missing. Unless you meant to do that. I mean, it's fine that it's not there. I just didn't want, I wanted to make sure I had written it down properly. The previous was 10 through 40. But,
The 41 is missing.
correct.
Let me do this. I'll add another Jeep photo to 41 so that we can I'll make this additional photo of 41.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
You recognize those as the photos of the Jeep Compass that you took?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are they fair and accurate depictions of that Jeep Compass as it appeared that day when you took the photographs?
Those were taken on separate days, but yes, sir.
And why was that? Why were they taken on separate days?
On the 12th, I photographed exterior only because we did not have a warrant at the time. And then on the following day, a warrant was obtained, and then I was able to do the interior at a separate location.
But nevertheless, these are fair and accurate depictions from the 2 occasions that you photographed that Jeep Compass.
Correct.
Your Honor, I will tender to defense counsel for the inspection and offer states 41 through 56, which were also included, so. Okay.
Objections to states 41 through 56 inclusive, Your Honor.
41 through 56 are admitted.
Judge.
Yes, sir.
For the record, we're looking at state's exhibit number 42. Would this be a photograph of the Jeep Compass on the first day that it was discovered there at the apartment complex?
Yes, sir.
Another shot here in states 41 of the Jeep Compass.
Yes, sir.
States 43 showing the Jeep Compass with the apartments in the background here.
Yes, sir.
Now, states 46. I'm assuming that that's from the following day because I see a substance kind of the backside of that.
Correct.
And what would that substance be?
That is our fingerprint powder used for processing.
Okay. States 47. You're getting into that vehicle at that point, right? Doors are open.
Correct.
And you're photographing the inside in states exhibit number 48 pursuant to that search warrant that was obtained.
Correct.
States 49. We are looking at, in particular here on the driver's side, what are we looking at there?
More processing powder.
Were you able to lift a latent print from that driver's side?
Correct.
In fact, did you lift several latent prints? Is that fair to say?
Correct.
States 50. I know it's blurry, but what do you recollect that to be?
A shell casing.
States 51. Better shot of a shell casing
Correct.
from inside of the Jeep Compass.
Correct.
Now, in addition to photographing the Jeep itself and the interior of it, you also photographed the contents of that Jeep, correct?
Correct.
Particularly this identification card. And whose name appears on that identification card that was found inside of that Jeep Compass?
Atlanta Gallo.
You also, in states 53, photographed another object. And what is this object here?
A ballistics vest.
What's commonly referred to as a bulletproof vest, right?
Correct.
Do you have any idea if this vehicle was associated with any member of law enforcement?
I'm not aware of anything.
But they're bulletproof vests are commonly used by law enforcement in your experience, right?
Correct.
Or by somebody that didn't want to get shot, right?
Correct.
States exhibit number 55, just a shot of the backside of that ballistic vest or bulletproof vest.
Correct.
Now, you testified about lifting latent prints from the vehicle. One of those latent prints in particular, what, if anything, is or was significant about it?
I received a positive identification to one of them.
Get you to speak up just a little bit. You received a positive identification, correct?
Correct.
Using what method?
The method we use is called ACE-V, and then we use a system called APHIS in combination with that.
And let's talk about APHIS. APHIS has it's essentially a database, right?
Correct.
Compiled of many different fingerprints, right?
Correct.
For many individuals. I would imagine you don't know how many. Do you have any idea how many?
No, sir, I do not.
They pull these fingerprints from various different sources. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Particularly, like for instance, I would represent to you that my fingerprint are in APHIS because I served in the military.
Correct.
Is the military one source that they pull these
Correct.
fingerprints from?
Yes, sir.
And how do you upload your latent prints into the system to be compared in APHIS?
I take a photo using a specific camera set up to the system of the latent print itself. And then I enter it into the software and I mark the specific points, the pattern, things of that nature. And then APHIS sends me back 20 candidates that appear to be somewhat similar to those characteristics. And then from there, I look at each candidate individually and compare them, the known print to the latent print, to determine if it's an identification, positive identification or not.
So APHIS kind of narrows it down, but at the end of the day, you, a human being, is making the comparison, or at least the final comparison, correct?
Correct, absolutely.
And again, you mentioned it, but you're looking for specific what points or?
Minutia points, correct.
Have you done that on few or on many occasions?
Many,
Have you used APHIS on few or on many occasions?
many.
Have you found APHIS to be reliable?
Yes, sir.
Is, in your understanding, is APHIS widely used by law enforcement or in the law enforcement community?
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if you testified to this or not, but at least one of those prints you received a hit in APHIS on, correct?
Correct.
May I approach those instructions?
Yes, sir.
You brought with you a couple of things here today. Let you hold on to those while I mark them. I believe I'm at 57, right, Judge?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'll mark this one as states 57, and I'll mark the other item as 58. You may want to put it on the back side. This is not anything here, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So I've marked states 57 and 58. Before you start testifying from them or about them, are these true and accurate depictions of both the latent print that you recovered and the APHIS print that was printed out?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Is that what that is?
Yes, sir.
Essentially 58 would be, what is 58? It's like the original?
It's my original latent, yes, sir.
Okay. And then 57 contains both the scanned or uploaded version of the latent and then what you received from APHIS. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
All right. Fair and accurate depictions of both?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't appear to be altered in any way?
No, sir.
Now, at this time, state offer states 57 and 58 continue to be offered for the
No objections to states 58 and 57.
Right, 57 and 58 are admitted.
Well, we're gonna get to that. I mean, would you have an objection?
You would say that.
Close, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's start with 58. Backside there has it marked as states exhibit number 58. And then the front side, is that the latent print that you lifted?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, states exhibit number 57. Here on the left, is that the latent print?
Yes, sir.
And then here on the right, is that what was printed out from APHIS that you manually verified?
Yes, sir.
Along with matching up the print or APHIS matching the print, does APHIS provide you with any other identifying information?
Yes, sir.
What was the identifying information that was prepared or made available to you as it relates to the print from APHIS?
It will list me the name, a birth date, and a gender.
And what was the name and the birth date and the gender that you received in this particular instance?
May I refer to my report?
Oh, please do. Will it help to refresh your recollection?
Yes, sir.
Please do.
Asa Jones, the birth date was 02/16 of 99.
Judge, I asked that the court take judicial notice of the indictment in this case that reflects the date of birth for Asa Joseph Jones.
You want me to take notice of it?
Judicial notice of the indictment.
Mr. Burbank?
I entered it into our APHIS system, and they gave me 20 candidates. And then I verified, and my first candidate, is a complete match to the Leighton that I printed. And
Well,
so,
I still want you to start testifying.
Okay.
Yeah, until we get into that. Okay, but nevertheless, it gave you, narrowed it down, and then you visually, manually verified it yourself, right?
I did.
Looking for what? What were you looking for to verify?
Just characteristics that match. So characteristics are the ridges that have that break or that end. That's what we're looking for.
And you've done that on few or on many occasions?
Many occasions.
And have you found APHIS to be reliable in your own personal experience?
Yes,
And have you used APHIS on few or on many occasions?
many occasions.
And in your experience as APHIS, is it widely used in the law enforcement community?
Yes, it is.
May I approach the witness, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Dyson, I have copies. Ms. Bro was kind enough to bring her originals. Did you bring your
I
originals?
did.
I think the originals were better quality than these copies. And just the gas tank is really all the folks on. Is that what this is?
Well, back in that one. This one is, yes.
Okay, that's really all I want. So
And then I think there may be one more, just.
it was a match.
Yes, sir. There were two.
Okay. Where did this other latent print, where was it recovered from?
The gas tank as well. Let me see that back. Oh, apologize. Yes, sir. They're both from the gas tank. They're both different printouts. Yes, sir.
I didn't realize that. Okay, all right, so let me mark them here. I'll mark these as 59, 60, 61, 62. So I'll do. It's a good place to put the sticker, maybe right here, maybe. That's, I'm not covering up anything you, no,
No, sir.
that's 59. And this is 60. $60. $62. Your testimony that states 59 through 62 are fair and accurate copies of both the latent print that you, or prints that you lifted from that Jeep Compass, and the prints from APHIS.
Yes.
They don't appear to be manipulated, altered, or changed in any way?
No,
In fact, these are the originals, right? So,
those are the originals.
this town state office states 59 through 62 on tender to defense fund.
I'll object from 59 through 62 on both.
59 through 62 are admitted.
Commissioner Post, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Again, Ms. Dyson, we won't spend a lot of time on this because Ms. Bro was kind enough to kind of lay the groundwork, so. Now my OCD is kicking.
They're just gonna get mixed up again.
So for the record, states 59, the back side of that latent print card, front side of the latent prints, if we were to zoom in, you can see the detail there. Just for the jury's education, I mean, what, if any, type of equipment do you use in the way of magnification there?
We use magnified glasses. They're circle glasses that we control how far down we go. It just magnifies the print.
So while this is the original latent print, this one would be from was it inside of the gas?
No, on the exterior, yeah, the door.
And this is state 60. It shows, I guess on the left, that would be the latent print, right? It was entered.
That's correct. That's the latent that I took a picture of.
Then on the right, that's what you got out of APHIS in the way of a match, right?
That's correct.
And if we look close, there are like some red circles here on both of these. What are those? What do they represent?
That's representing our points, which is just showing the points from each ridge that match from the latent to the known print.
I mean, you're not just looking at this and saying, I guess so, or it looks close enough.
No, sir.
I mean, you're trained to do this.
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say that it is its own field, or help me with the words here, that it's an art that people train to
Yes, sir. We've been to many classes and we look at latent prints almost every single day.
Anybody else could verify your match?
Yes, sir. After I verified it, I had another technician that is certified as well in APHIS. She verified as well.
Now, moving on to State's Exhibit number 62. Again, latent prints. These latent prints are different from the other one, right?
Yes, sir.
In what way?
They're just in a different location on the door of the gas tank.
And then State's Exhibit number 62 is what on the left is the latent print that was entered, and on the right, the match that was that resulted from APHIS. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Again, we've got the same circles on each, the red circle showing the points, right?
Yes, sir.
Was this also verified by a separate ID tech or certified individual certified in APHIS?
Yes, sir.
And who was the individual associated with these prints, at least according to APHIS?
May I look at my report?
Please do.
Asa Jones,
Any other identifying information given?
the date of birth of 2/16 of 1990 and the state ID number as well.
All right. I believe let me look at my outline, but I think that's all the questions I have for you. Just make sure that yeah, I appreciate you being here today, Mr. Tyson. I'll pass the instruction.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Burbank?
Good afternoon.
Okay.
So this came off the gas lid on the back of the car.
Yes, sir.
Did you lift any other latent prints out of the vehicle?
I did lift some latents that were unidentifiable on the, apologize, I have to look at my report if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
And I guess my follow-up question is approximately how many?
There are 2 there and for a total of 4.
Okay. And you did the passenger side and Miss Burrow did the driver's side.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Do you know whether or not the 4 other ones that you lifted, did they match any of them that Miss Burrow? Or you don't know?
I don't know that for sure. No, sir.
You don't know who the owner was in the vehicle?
I do not.
You don't know how many people were inside the car?
No,
You don't know when those prints were there?
no, sir.
You didn't do anything around the steering wheel or any of the knobs around the driver's side?
No, sir.
I'm not gonna put it up, but these are states exhibit 54 and 55. They're purported to be some type of vest. Did you take those into evidence?
I don't know where they came from. I just processed the exterior of the vehicle.
When you said, what, did you do that on the 12th or the 13th?
I processed the vehicle on the 12th.
On the 12th, so were you at the scene? when you
I
did
was
that?
I was at the location of,
Off of East Texas Freeway.
I'm sorry, I have to look at my report.
Or was it? Or was it at the police station of
It
security?
was at 6355 Chin.
Okay, so you processed it at the apartment complex?
Yes, sir.
You didn't go and process it the day after when they had towed it to the security?
No, sir.
And you don't know anything about States Exhibit 55 and 54?
No, sir, I do not.
Thank you. Pass witness, sir.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Coleman?
No, Judge, I have nothing further for Ms. Tyson. May she be excused, Judge.
Any objection to Ms. Tyson being excused?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am. You're excused. You may call your next witness.
State Health Officer Cody Courts.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You can have a seat.
May we have a moment, Judge?
Sure.
Please state your full name for the court reporter and for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Cody Lee Courts.
And Officer Court, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to make sure I get your title right. How are you employed, sir?
I'm a lieutenant at Beaumont Police Department, and
Lieutenant Court.
you can call me whatever.
Please continue, Lieutenant. How are you employed?
I'm over the Real-Time Crime Center at the Beaumont Police Department.
How many years in law enforcement?
18.
Okay. Real-Time Crime Center, briefly, some of the jurors may have heard about it, but in short, in summary, what are we talking about when you say Real-Time Crime Center?
It's a room of crime analysts that use video cameras and license plate readers and a lot of other technology to assist detectives and patrol officers just with any investigations they have.
Is it fair to say that there are video cameras that are linked to the Real-Time Crime Center from all over Beaumont?
Yes, sir.
In fact, outside of Beaumont, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These include what's referred to as flock cameras, right?
License plate readers. Yes,
License plate readers. So, and any other types of cameras? Or is there a way for business owners, homeowners to like attach their Ring cameras to choose to do that?
So we have a camera registry, which doesn't allow us to actually have access to their cameras, but it's a way to tell who has a camera at their house and for us to contact them so that they can go through their own videos and send us that through a link.
So license plate readers, the option at least for private individuals to provide you with video. Any other sources of video for the Real-Time Crime Center?
We have several video cameras that we put up that show videos of roadways, parking lots, public spaces.
Is one of those video or one of those cameras located at East Lucas and Concord Road?
Yes, sir.
And do you have any reason to believe that that particular camera was not properly functioning back on June the 12th of 2025?
I have no reason to believe that.
You, in your capacity there at the Real-Time Crime Center, are you personally familiar with the equipment there, the recording equipment?
Yes, sir.
Have you found that recording equipment to be reliable?
Yes, sir.
Capable of making inaccurate recording?
Yes, sir.
Have you reviewed certain video from that camera on East Lucas at Concord at around 2:10 p.m. on June the 12th of 2025?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any reason to believe that that particular video is not a fair and accurate depiction of the events that took place there that day?
No, sir.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
You may.
Lieutenant Courts, on mark a couple of things here. first this USB drive. And I believe I'm at 63. I'll mark it States Exhibit on 63. First, I'll ask you, do you recognize this USB drive?
Yes, sir.
How do you recognize it, sir?
It has a video on it that I saw recently.
Is there any identifying markings on here that would indicate that this is the video that you watched?
There's my initials and the date.
When did you last view this?
About an hour ago.
Okay, very good. And this is the video from East Lucas in Concord that you've been testifying about, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'll also mark State's Exhibit number 64 and 65. Is it fair to say that 64 and 65 are screenshots or screen captures from the video contained on State's Exhibit number 63?
Yes, sir.
Are these fair and accurate copies of the screenshots or screen captures from that video?
Yes, sir.
Now, at this time, State Office States Exhibit 63 through 65. I'm changing to defense counsel to also be made available in the
Just a short board order.
Sure.
Afternoon.
Definitely.
Lieutenant, in reference to State's Exhibit 64, 63, 64, and 65, you didn't have anything to do with the investigation, did you?
Correct. I didn't.
Right. You were just asked to retrieve information or certain photos, but you weren't involved in the investigation.
Correct.
And your expertise is the real-time videos that you could look, and you were given this information, say, hey, can you find this vehicle?
That's
Roughly,
what we do all day, every day. Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. But the facts, circumstances behind this incident, you have no knowledge.
I do not for this case, no, sir.
Subject to that, Your Honor. No, yeah.
63, 64, and 65 were admitted.
At your operation to publish.
Yes, sir.
We're looking at State's exhibit number 65 for the record. Lieutenant Courts, it may be easier if you want to refer to the screen behind you. We've got a laser pointer. We also have an actual old school pointer if you want to use it. But
Okay.
What intersection are we looking at here?
This is East Lucas and Concord.
If you can orient the jury as to like the direction of travel, which one of those roads is East Lucas and which one is Concord, if you could tell.
So the road crossing right here is East Lucas, and the road going this way is Concord. So Concord is north and south, East Lucas is east and west.
So those vehicles that are traveling on our screen from right to left, they're traveling on East Lucas, right?
Correct.
Headed toward the downtown area, away from I-10, is that fair to say?
They're headed toward Magnolia and Pine and the river and places like that.
Oh, again, away from I-10.
Correct.
If someone wanted to get to downtown, could they travel East Lucas until they get to Magnolia, then hook a right if they chose to? And then
Yes.
take Magnolia down into downtown if that's what they chose to do?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, we are about 15 seconds into this video. What are we looking at here? Particularly describe the vehicle there on the right.
So this is a white Jeep SUV that's traveling eastbound on East Lucas.
Now, is it fair to say you can't make out the face of the driver there?
Correct.
But is there any distinguishing article that maybe sticks out there?
He's wearing something red on his head.
Let's talk about that Jeep Compass. It's fair to say, at least for the record, it's white in color with a black top. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
A lot of the newer vehicles, they kind of have that look now with the black top on top, there's a term for that. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I think it's a floating roof or something like that, right?
I don't know.
But nevertheless, it's a white vehicle with a blacked out top, right?
Yes, sir.
Black wheels as well.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll just show it to you. State's exhibit, Mayor Portswood.
Sure.
State's exhibit number 45, it's been previously entered into evidence. The state's exhibit number 45, is that a white Jeep with a black top with black wheels as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, the timestamp. Is this video dated and timestamped?
Yes, sir. The media player,
I know, it's hard to
icons
see.
in the way, so I can't.
I played with it a couple days ago. I think I can move that. I think.
If you click that full screen button to your bottom right, it'll come up all the way to the right.
The other right.
Yeah, up a little bit on the video screen, down at the bottom-ish, right there. Hang on to the left.
No,
Well,
the
let me try.
arrow, go back and do the arrow that's right to the left of that. There.
There you go.
Oh,
And then just click in the middle and it should make the thing just, that'll work. Okay, it's on there.
all right. What's the date and the timestamp on it?
Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 2:10 p.m.
So it's fair to say 2:10 p.m. on June the 12th of 2025, at least this particular white Jeep with with a black top and black wheels, with an individual wearing a red cap, was traveling away from ITN on East Lucas. Correct?
Yes, sir. Traveling away from East Tex Freeway.
East Texas, you're right.
Yes, sir.
I refer to that. Yeah, East Texas. Okay. And State's exhibits 60. This is 64, and this is just a screenshot of what was in the video there, right?
Yes, sir.
State's exhibit number 65, another screenshot. It looks like there's been an attempt to enhance it. Is that what happened there?
It's just been zoomed in. That's why it gets pixelated.
Again, we've got some type of red head covering there, fair to say.
Yes, sir.
Can you make out any of the license plate at all?
Not particularly. It looks like that.
I wouldn't want to
I really
speculate.
can't tell.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate. Tonight. Of course, I've got a Google map here, just out of the interest of being thorough. I'd like to enter this or ask you if this Google map would assist the jury in understanding your testimony. Now, post able to search.
Yes, sir.
This Google map, the state's exhibit number 66. You've seen this before, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and is that a fair and accurate depiction of that area surrounding East Lucas and Concord, the area that you've been testifying about?
Yes, sir.
Would assist the jury in understanding your testimony if we can utilize this?
Yes, sir.
State Officer State 66, Lieutenant to the defense counsel.
No objections, state 66.
66 is admitted.
And if you'd like to utilize that pointer there, show the jury where East Lucas is and where, well, first.
You're welcome to stand up if you want, or you can use the other pointer, the laser, whichever is easier for you.
Start with East Texas Freeway, please.
Okay. East Tex Freeway is right here.
I can't hardly see it, maybe try the pointer.
Sure.
Okay. I want to make sure the jury sees it.
Okay. East Tex Freeway is right here.
Okay. And then Lucas, where is it?
So East Lucas is right here.
Okay. So is it possible someone could exit ITN and get on Lucas? And then you're traveling then toward Magnolia if you cross over Concord, right?
Yes, sir. You can exit East Texas Freeway and get on to Lucas, and then you're traveling toward Magnolia Drive.
Show them where that particular intersection is, please.
Concord and Lucas?
Yes, please.
It's right here.
And just so they're aware, that's like where that old where that now closed Walmart, oh no, Walgreens is.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's where your camera is located.
Correct.
All right. I know it's not on the map, but again, if you extend it out on Lucas, you get to Magnolia, and then that's at least one way to get to downtown
Correct.
Beaumont. I think that's all I need on that map. Thank you, Lieutenant. I want to shift gears and ask you, I mean, you're a law enforcement officer and you're familiar with both the penal code and the transportation code. Let's say hypothetically, if two individuals were on a highway, a freeway, and they were cutting each other off, slamming on their brakes, weaving in and out of traffic, what, if any, criminal offense or offenses would that constitute?
Reckless driving.
Reckless driving. So if someone is engaged in that conduct, they would be engaged in a criminal offense of reckless conduct.
Correct.
Oh, that's reckless driving. I'm sorry.
Correct.
Did you say reckless conduct or reckless driving?
Reckless driving.
Reckless.
Yes, sir.
All right. Pass the research.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Mr. Burbank?
Okay, just no questions. So if two vehicles were doing it at the same time, road rage, and both of them would be probably engaging in reckless criminal conduct.
It would depend on a lot of circumstances. I would
Well,
think.
let's just say they were leapfrogging each other and cutting in front of them and jamming on the brakes, and then they go around and jamming on the brakes.
Yes, sir.
Both of them are committing an offense.
Yes, sir.
And it's dangerous, correct?
Yes, sir.
And people around could get hurt.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you agree?
Mhm.
Especially operating a motor vehicle like that, right?
Yes, sir.
And if it was an unwanted reckless driving, you could be in fear of your safety, one driver or the other, correct?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Because it's basically, I've heard next door, you've been next door, right, in CDC?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that it's a 4,000-pound missile. Did you ever hear Judge Stevens talk about that?
I think I've heard of him saying that. I don't know if I've ever heard him say it, but
And so if both people were doing it, well, hypothetically, both people would probably be breaking the law, acting reckless and road rage and endangering other people.
like I said, it would really depend on a lot of circumstances.
And so that we're clear, Lucas doesn't cross I-10. It's East Texas Freeway, right?
Correct.
All right. And I-10 is down the road by Gladys and Laurel and going south, right?
I-10 goes a lot of directions. Well, it did spans the city.
Right there in the picture, because the state said, oh, coming off of I-10, this is East Tex, right?
Yes, sir. That is
Okay.
East Texas Freeway.
And I-10 comes through from west, from Winnie, makes the bend around and goes out to Louisiana over the river, correct?
Correct.
Right. And it doesn't go north through here. This is an I-10. This is East Tex, 6996.
That is East Texas Freeway. Correct.
Okay. We saw the pictures of the car in East Lucas and Concord. Approximately how many cameras do you have throughout Beaumont?
Throughout Beaumont,
Just roughly.
3,600 something.
And what do they record?
Most of them record roadways. There's business parking lots, things like that.
Something similar to what we saw here,
Correct.
videos of people. And then there's also cameras that can read license plates to identify vehicles, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this was just one camera.
That is just one camera. Correct.
Were you asked to look at other cameras?
Like I said, this was not my investigation.
Oh. You were just asked here to testify as to the cameras?
Yes, sir. For the video.
You know whether or not there was a request of determining anything else where the vehicle might have been?
I do not know that.
there was testimony that it all started on East Texas Freeway around Gladys and Delaware. You're familiar with that, right?
Yes, sir.
Gladys, between Gladys and Delaware and East Texas Freeway, by the curve where I-10 separates to 69.
Yes,
I'm not trying to confuse you.
okay.
But do you know if anybody tried to see where both vehicles, there's two vehicles in this. But you don't have any knowledge at all that they said, hey, where possibly did these vehicles come from?
I don't know the facts to this case as far as anything like that.
Do you have cameras on East Texas Freeway?
We have cameras that show some parts of East Texas Freeway. I mean, it's a long freeway, so obviously we don't have any kind of freeway.
And from I-10 up into North Point, which is the LMVA canal, do you know if you have any cameras there or any that you could possibly ask or look at to see whether or not there's anything there?
I do, like, there's just a lot of roads and a lot of businesses there. I don't really know the answer to that question. And also, this was in 2025. We have, many more now that I can't.
Do you have any knowledge whether or not anyone in your department tried to get any of the cameras that were in use back in 2025 to see if they had similar pictures of this white and black vehicle?
I don't know if anyone tried to do that now.
Thank you. Pass the witness on to.
Thank you, Mr. Burbank. Mr. Coleman,
I have nothing further for the Lieutenant Courts. May he be excused, Judge.
any objection?
Just a roll.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're excused and you're placed under the rule, and you know what that means.
Okay. Quick one.
Okay, let's do it. You may call your next witness.
Yes, Judge. State calls Jody Roach.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. Could you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You can have a seat. You'll just kind of pull that microphone as close as you can, and you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your full name for the court reporter and for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Jody Roach.
Ms. Roach, we've got some rules to play by, and I think we've talked about that. Certain things we need to make sure that we specifically answer, okay, and not get listen to my question and just answer only my question, please. You are employed, correct?
Yes.
And you work for a governmental entity that has at least one office in downtown Beaumont, correct?
Yes.
You've worked for that governmental entity for for how long?
20 years.
Okay, good. And by doing so, are you familiar with whether or not that governmental entity has or maintains surveillance camera recording equipment?
Yes.
And does it?
Yes.
In your experience with that entity and your knowledge of that camera surveillance recording equipment, do you know it to be reliable and capable of making an accurate recording?
Yes.
Is there any reason to believe that that recording equipment was not properly operating back on June the 12th of 2025?
No.
Did you review that recording or recordings from that particular day?
No.
You haven't looked at the USB drive?
No.
Judge, could we have a brief recess, please?
Is it something you think you can do quickly, or do you want to just wait and do it tomorrow?
No, it's a short meeting.
Just take a 10-minute break. All right, let the record reflect the jury seated, state's attorneys present, defendant, and defense counsel are present. Ladies and gentlemen, I brought you back in to tell you that we're going to take a break for the afternoon. So you need to wear your Fitbits tomorrow. You can get some steps in between. No, but we're going to go ahead and take a break so that everything can be ready to go first thing in the morning. We'll get started tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Please keep in mind all those rules that you were previously given. If everyone else would please remain seated, you are excused until tomorrow, a little before 9 o'clock. Thanks.
Well, we're not waiting that long. No, 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 no. We only have about 7 hours, 7.5, 6.5, something like that. I don't math. Math girl, do math for us. We start again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's a little after 1 p.m. right now. Loose math tells me that's about 7 hours away. Be back here. This is just a little bit of an intermission. I will be back live again. If you are seeing this after the fact and all of the parts are available, then check the link that's popping up in the screen right now, because it's going to part 2. And part two gets even more interesting than what you've already heard right now. Part 2, we will actually hear from the victim himself, and we'll probably hear from the defendant. Oh, Vegas Starlight, thank you so much for that love. I have a lot of people to thank today. Oh my dear God. It's been an amazing day. The chat has been amazing. I want to thank everybody for coming out. This case is a super interesting case to me. I can't even express it. It's very identifiable all the way around. I think there's lots of lessons that can be learned. Big thanks to Vegas Starlight. Put the angels and the demons on the stand. We are doing it. We are doing it. We are doing it. Come back tonight. They need $15 super chats. Thanks for Lone Wolf and the awesome channel. I thank you, because you went ahead and gave the 10. And again, for the Happy Catterday, thank you, Catching Chaos. Thank you so much. Cindy Lou from NYC with the big $20 super chat earlier. Thank you so very much. With your first Saturday live, thank you for coming by. We do this every single weekend, and most of the time it's actually compilations. This is a little bit different what we got going on right now. Vegas Starlight objects to Steven's tardiness. Steven's always here when he needs to be here. We don't expect anything out of anybody. And Vegas Starlight is screaming, "Where is Steven?" Steven, when you watch this later, Vegas Starlight wants to know where you were. And it's an important thing that we find answers for Vegas specifically. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Jill Bryan. Thank you, Larry Pace. Thank you, Catching Chaos. Thank you, everybody. Let me just doom scroll real quick. Did I thank old Squishy Gardner yet for coming by and hanging out with us? Because that's cool. That's always cool. Natasha Kitty, Kiernoth, Marty, and Northwest. I don't think I said your name properly. I still probably have. Kids, there's a lot more to come. And I don't want to spoil anything. What we're going to see tonight, how do you get into a car chase with somebody? They're behind you. You get scared for your life, so you jam on the brakes, you pull up square to them, you fire into the car, and you jam the gas. Like, I just don't know. Self-defense? It's a tough carry, man. It's a tough carry. I got 12 people thinking about this one. Day 2's coming up in a few hours. Join me again. Hopefully I'll see you then. For now, I'm your Lone Wolf Oosel. I am out. And remember, only you can take a bite out of crime. Bye! Oh, yeah. Vegas Starlight is right. Come back. Same wolf time. Same wolf channel. You heard it, meow. Meow. Bye. Oh, wait, I forgot the most important one. Why are you still here? I have to pretend this is a Ferris Bueller's Day Off and I'm doing the outro from that. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Wait. Oh, now it's just embarrassing. See you at the next one. Maybe I'll do better. Probably not.